Turn any food offering into a barcoded item with Volanté Scan2Go. Enjoy the benefits of detailed SKU-level sales data, enabling better inventory management and improved order accuracy, all while giving diners what they want: convenient, market-style ordering and consolidated contactless payment options. It's easy. The order is placed on point of sale by food service attendant, and the barcode sticker prints automatically. Patrons repeat at as many stations as desired, resulting in greater basket size and the certainty that every item is correctly tracked and accounted for. While your happy patrons simply scan, pay, and go, you can rest assured that you are capturing essential data that is sure to drive your business forward. With Volanté's payroll deduction, meal plans, credit, and gift cards, more ways to pay mean more payments made.
Let's review now how the Volanté Scan and Go process works. In this video, we'll review how to create orders at the ordering stations and accept payment at the kiosk, as well as how to cancel an order, order timeouts, as well as cashier overrides. When we look at Scan2Go, each of the order stations will provide a printable receipt for the group of food items purchased through that station. So for example, you may get receipts from a pizza station, a hot food station, a dessert station, and so on. So as we can see, we have a number of receipts that have been generated from different locations. We'll take these food and receipt items to a payment station, generally a kiosk or a cashier, and then all of the receipts will be scanned into a new transaction where payment is then accepted. Let's view this process at our terminals. So as we can see here, we have 3 machines set up to do scan and go, and we'll go ahead and create some transactions now. So let's start with our first machine, and we'll go into tabs mode and swipe in our cashier card. We'll go to auto new order from here. And as we can see, we have a number of food items on screen. We simply choose print barcode to print a barcode for those items. We've created a tab that we can resume. Let's move to our second transaction on the EM310 tablet, and we'll go into tabs mode here as well, enter our ID or scan in our card, and we'll go to auto new order. We'll add in some food items from a different station or area. And we'll press the print barcode again and create ourselves a new scannable receipt. We'll move on to our last machine here now, and we'll go back into tabs mode and repeat our process, swiping our employee card. And now we'll go to auto new order, and we'll choose some new food items for this portion of our transaction. Click on the print barcode button, and our last barcode receipt will now print out. And let's step back a little bit and take a look at these machines, and we can see that all have printed out scannable barcodes. We'll now collect these receipts along with our food items and take them to our kiosk. So moving over to our kiosk here now, we can go ahead and scan in our receipts and start a new transaction. We'll touch our screen to begin, and we'll start scanning in our barcodes. And as we can see now, all of our food items have been added into a new transaction. I'll put in a customer just to complete this transaction, and I'll scan in my customer's card. Orders must also be paid for within a certain time threshold. This threshold may be 1 hour, 2 hours, or up to 4 hours, depending on your specific provider's settings. So now what happens if I scan in my items into a transaction, but change my mind and walk away from the kiosk? Let's see what happens. We'll start a new transaction, and I'll be scanning in some receipts. So our food items have appeared on screen. And now I'm going to choose to cancel my order here at the bottom. I can now choose to cancel and print a new barcode. And our barcode is printed. And as we can see, I have a transaction with a new barcode at the bottom. So now what happens if I scan in this barcode, but somebody decides not to complete the transaction? So I'll scan the new barcoded items back in again, and they've been resumed into a transaction. So now if the customer does walk away at this point, these items will time out and all items will be voided from this transaction. As we can see, the kiosk is now timing out, and we'll wait and see how the void gets performed and a new receipt is printed from our receipt printer. One last scenario we would like to talk about here is what happens if a transaction is started by a customer and something needs to be modified by a cashier. We'll start a new transaction. As we can see, the items are here in our transaction now. And let's say some items need to be adjusted. So as a cashier at this point, I can now hit the question mark and either swipe in my employee card or enter my number. And then from here, I can now adjust the quantities of items with using the minus or plus signs beside each item to increase quantities. And I can also delete items from orders by hitting the delete key. And once all of my changes have been completed, I can go ahead and exit from my cashier mode by repeating the process in reverse. I'll hit the question mark, and now I'll choose to exit cashier mode and say yes. And now the items have been adjusted within this transaction, and the customer can now choose to pay.